I think first of all, when you talk about something like Asia's energy sector, that's a bit too broad because it obviously encompasses everything from Southwest Asia. We've got countries like Saudi Arabia and Iran and Qatar, which have got ample energy resources, although they're fossil resources, to advanced industrialized economies like Japan, Korea, Singapore, which are huge energy importers. So I think, first of all, there's quite a wide disparity in terms of what's facing Asia. But if we look at, I'm here in Singapore at the International Energy Week. When you look at a place like Singapore, the same holds for Japan and Korea. It really is how can they figure out a future that you've got ample energy to be supplied for their industrial needs, for their information technology needs, and obviously for the population on the whole. Um, while not being overly dependent on importing. So basically the fact that shipping lanes and pipelines need to be kept open for their energy is a geopolitical challenge as well. So I really think identifying paths forward for energy that can be produced domestically is going to be a critical thing for Asian economies in the 21st century. So Realta Fusion is a fusion energy startup company based in the US. We actually spun out of a large project funded by RPE, the US Department of Energy's advanced research arm. But we're not limiting our approach to the US. We're very much taking a global point of view. And when we look at Asia, in particular, some of the advanced economies I've talked about already, we see huge opportunity. And I think there are players in those countries who are recognizing that as well. They see fusion as an energy industry that will be reliant on machinery, on technology. And a lot of that technology can be developed, or already kind of the underpinning of that technology is present in some of those countries. So I was in Japan, for example, over the past 2 weeks, and that's a country that we're looking to not just as a place to deploy our technology and provide energy, but also to partner with some of the companies there in terms of the technology that we will need as we scale up and commercialize our fusion energy technology. So I think there's a big opportunity there for companies in places like Japan, Korea, Singapore. So we've seen lots of excitement and enthusiasm. I'm going to focus on fusion energy because I do think this is going to be a critical factor for energy in the 21st century. And there's been a lot of excitement about it recently, a lot of hype around it as well. And in the US, we're used to those kind of cycles where there's lots of interest in startup companies, a lot of venture capital investment flows through, and then the hard work begins of developing the technology and pushing it forward. I think by 2030, what we'll see is some of that excitement will have settled down, and we'll be all busy at the brass tacks and hard work of actually figuring out the first commercial deployments for fusion. And I think by 2030, we should already have a number, like we being the fusion industry writ large, we should have a number of projects already announced and underway. Groundbreaking having taken place with a view to, early fusion energy plants coming online in the early 2030s.
Mm.
And I do think we'll see some of those in some of the advanced Asian economies.